Fuck y'all niggas talk about, man. Y'all niggas don't know what the fuck I be doing, man. I be working.
Jaime Munguia is going to fight John Ryder for a super middleweight fight. Also on the card, you got Oscar Collazo fighting Reyneris Gutierrez and Gabriela Fundora fighting Christina Cruz. This is going to be a great card. Let's get to it. Jaime Munguia is 42-0 with 33 knockouts. When you look at his resume, you're not going to see anything that flashes out at you. You're going to see he won the WBO lightweight middleweight title from Saddam Ali. After Saddam Ali beat Cotto was a 40-year-old man. Then he fought guys like Liam Smith, Brandon Cook, Takeshi Inui, Dennis Hogan, Patrick Eloti. He never really fought any competition out there at 54. Nor he ever unified. He defended his belt 5 times. Then he went up to fight Gary Spike O'Sullivan at 160 and knocked him out in the 11th round, in which a fight I thought he could have put him away a lot faster. And he stopped Toriano Johnson right after that in 6 rounds. And he fought Camille Zeramata, stopped him. He went the distance with Gabe Rosado. He knocked out Demetrius Ballard in the 3rd round. He went life and death with Jimmy Kelly. Well, Jimmy Kelly was outboxing him right before Jaime caught him with that knockout in the 5th round. He knocked out Coria, and then in his last fight, I think it was his first fight at 168, and it was against Sergey Derevinchenko. And let me tell you, he went life and death with Sergey Derevinchenko in a fight of the year type of fight, very back and forth. Sergey was a 37-year-old man who left it all out there. That man has an interesting career. Let's look at it like this. Munguia didn't fight the Sergey Derevinchenko that Daniel Jacobs fought back in 2018. He did not fight that undefeated up-and-comer. I guess he was a 33-year-old up-and-comer, but he had skill. He proved it in this fight too. He proved it in this fight. He still had his legs on him, under him, for the first 10 rounds. It was a very competitive match for the first 10 rounds. Sergey did tire out in the last 2 rounds and then got a knockdown in that 12th. And that was very decisive. You look at everybody Sergey was matched up with after that Jacobs fight. He won a decision against Kolke, but then he got thrown in there with Golovkin, and that was his 2nd best performance. Then right after he lost that, almost a year later, they throw him in there with Charlo. He lost that decision. He didn't look himself. He looked a little bit worse, actually. And then a year after that, they throw him in there with Carlos Adames, and then he drops a majority decision there in a very close fight also. He won a decision a year after in July of 2022 against Joshua Conley, a 10-rounder. And then a year after that, they throw him in there with Munguia, and he delivers a fight of the year candidate. Sergey fought a really great fight. He gave Munguia angles. Like they say, power is the last thing to go, and Sergey showed some pop. He showed that he still had some power at 37 years old. Sergey showed that he was still defensively sound. He still had really good footwork. His footwork was better than Munguia's a lot of times. The only thing that caught up to him was fatigue and those body shots. Those body shots were sick from Munguia. But I think this was also Sergey's first fight at 168. And Sergey fought a fight that Ryder will absolutely love, because Sergey was at times pushing Munguia back, and Munguia does not know how to fight on the back foot. His defense is not sound enough to defend himself on the back foot, nor can he throw on the back foot. He knows how to throw back, but he does not know how to counter. He does not know how to set traps. He has very good sneaky uppercuts here and there, but he does not have much going for him when he is on the back foot. I think Ryder can and absolutely will mute his offense by pushing him back and making him fight on the back foot. I think Ryder has the size for it. I think he has the skill for it. I think he will land very sneaky shots on the inside. I think he's a much better fighter on the inside than Jaime Munguia. And if he puts him on the back foot, I think this will be key for him to win. And we look at John Ryder, he's 5'9". He's the natural 168-pounder. He seems to have the longer reach of the two, but he is the shorter fighter by 4 or 5 inches. We saw the height differential in the meetups, in the face-offs, but John Ryder does a really good job closing the distance. Yes, he will get hit here and there. Munguia will hit him with some shit, but John Ryder will find his way on the inside and hit Jaime Munguia with cleaner shots. Ryder is coming off that loss to Saul Canelo Alvarez in a fight where he almost got shut out in Mexico, but Ryder is always there to fight. Ryder's always gonna be there at your chest. He's gonna force you to fight. He's gonna bring it to you. This fight is all going to depend on two things: on Munguia's skill set, right? If Munguia did pick something up from moving up all those weight classes, will he bring some skill set? Because this is required to defeat somebody like John Ryder. You need to have some skill to defeat a guy like John Ryder. He is not a gatekeeper. Boom. It's going to depend on that. And the second thing, it's going to depend on which version of John Ryder are we going to see. John Ryder has been in some wars. We saw that beating he took from Canelo. He did fight Zach Parker in I believe it was a four round fight, and then Parker got injured. He did go 12 rounds with Daniel Jacobs, where he won a split decision. I believe he did win that fight against Callum Smith. He did beat Mike Guy in the decision. He stopped Joseph Jerko. He lost the split decision to Rocky Fielding. John Ryder's 32-6. He's only been knocked out once, but we know what type of fight he's going to bring. And in a way, this is going to be do or die for John Ryder, because we don't know where he's going to go from here. I know for a fact he does not want that gatekeeper status. He does not want that gatekeeper label on his name at 168. So he's going to bring everything in his arsenal for Jaime Munguia in Phoenix, Arizona. And this is why I think I got John Ryder winning this fight. I got him winning by decision. That's my pick. I know what Munguia brings to the table, but I think John Ryder will counteract everything that Munguia does and what he brings. I also have this fight going the distance. Both of these guys are durable. Both of these guys are aware of each other's power. And they also don't have one-punch power. They are more of a accumulation. I'll stop you with an accumulation of punches. They're type of fighters. They're both that type of fighters. I think this fight is going the distance, though. And I got Ryder by decision. You also have Oscar Collazo defending his WBO minimum weight title against Reyneris Gutierrez. I have Oscar Collazo winning this fight by knockout. Also on the card, you have Gabriela Fundora defending her IBF flyweight title against Christina Cruz. I have Fundora winning that fight by points. I think Fundora is the taller fighter. She is a more cerebral fighter. She will stick and move. She will throw her jab. She will throw her straight right. She will mix it up. She is more dynamic. She has more in her toolbox. And I feel like she's also the taller fighter. And I think she's just a little too much for the older 41-year-old Christina Cruz. Christina Cruz does have some skill. She does have some accolades. But at this point in their time, 21-year-old Gabriela Fundora is just too much for Christina Cruz at this point. I have Fundora winning on points. I know Christina Cruz is very tough.
Fuck that niggas talk about me.